Hi everybody, welcome. I am doing a little reading vlog today. And by today I mean over the course of the past week and a half, because at the time of filming this little intro, I'm already done. So I just never filmed an intro. But I'm doing an Emily Henry reading vlog. And we're going to be reading People We Meet on Vacation. As you see, I've already read it, but People We Meet on Vacation, Beach Read, and Happy Place. And I'm super excited. I have read one Emily Henry book before. I read Book Lovers last summer when it came out, on my Kindle as well. And I liked it, but I didn't love it. I think it was like 3.75. It was enjoyable, but it wasn't anything special to me. But yeah, I guess we'll jump into my little clippies of the vlog. Good morning. Last night I read to page 75 of People We Meet on Vacation, and I'm liking it so far. Don't know if I would say I'm loving it. I feel like the characters are a little ridiculous at times, and I don't know if you guys know, this is like a friends to lovers romance, and I feel like it's very, very, very obvious from the jump that these two are supposed to be lovers, because their friendship is very much more than a friendship from like the get-go. Cora, stop drinking the water. My dog's drinking from a flower pot. Stop doing that. But I don't know, it's cute so far. Yeah, and that's really all I have to say. There's really not that much. They're still in the friendship phase, so nothing really crazy has happened. Okay, I am now about halfway-ish, yeah, through People We Meet on Vacation, and Poppy and Alex are growing on me. Also, my neighbor is mowing the lawn. I'm so sorry. You can probably hear it. But anyways, they're growing on me. They're making me laugh. I'm just enjoying their banter, which is just kind of cute. However, Poppy is like the densest motherfucker I have ever read. Like, it is so obvious that she is in love with Alex and that Alex is in love with her, and it's been like that for like 10 years. And she just like pretends it's not a thing and like keeps bottling it up inside. And she like actively is like, what if I kissed him, or what if we were together, like what would happen? And then she's like, no, like, no, let's not do that. And it's like, girl, just do it. Like, your life would be better if you did. But I mean, that's part of the tension, I guess. But I'm enjoying it. Again, like, rom-coms are not like my typical genre that I really gravitate towards and read, but I'm liking it. They're cute. It's cute, it's really quick. And yeah, I'm gonna keep going and see what I think at the end, maybe, and then I'll update you, maybe. All right, I just finished People We Meet on Vacation, and I felt very meh about it. I don't know, like a 3 stars. Like, it was enjoyable, but it also, like, at no point was I like in love with the characters or the story. I just genuinely felt very, very neutral about the whole thing. Like, it's enjoyable. If you like rom-coms, I would read it. If you want to get into rom-coms, this is probably not the one I would choose to get you into one. Like, the character, like, Poppy was funny. Alex is charming in his own ways. The miscommunication or whatever, like the third act drama, was relatively understandable. Like, it wasn't like a ridiculous one like some rom-coms I've read, but I don't know. It was fine. Yeah. But now I'm gonna start to read. Oh, okay. She said it first. Anyways, I'm gonna read Beach Read now. I have higher hopes for this one because everyone seems to love this one. Like, this is like I feel like the book that really started like the Emily Henry craze. So I feel like I might like this one more. And this one I don't think is like friends to lovers. I don't even know what this one is exactly. I don't tend to love friends to lovers to begin with. This one was pretty okay for being a friends to lovers, but I have better or higher hopes for this one, except one of my best friends, Rissa, at Rissa Reads Books, hates this. So I'm kind of excited to talk about this with her when I finally get to read it. All right, I am 80 pages through Beach Read, and so far, I'm frustrated, okay? So, in People We Meet on Vacation, I didn't, like, hate the characters right away. I kind of just, I don't know, I just felt neutral on them, and then they grew on me, like, very quickly. But in this one, I really don't like our main female character, January, and I don't know if that is intentional at this point. I'm still too early on to really fully tell, I think, but I just find her kind of insufferable. Like, she is very, very defensive, and she's always, like, on the attack. And so this is not a spoiler at all, but so January writes romance novels. Like, she's an author, and then, like, her potential love interest, Gus, is a literary fiction author, and there's, like, like, ongoing, like, tenseness between romance and literary fiction, and how literary fiction people always are, like, uppity, whatever. That's, like, a thing. But since she's the romance author, she's very defensive of her romance, like, novels. However, then she also, like, makes it, like, this crazy point to point out that her books are technically shelved as women's fiction and not romance. And it's like, why do you care? It's like, if you are defending romance, why would you make it a point to be like, but actually I write women's fiction, not romance? And it's like, do you even, like, are you also ashamed then? I don't know. And, like, I guess it makes sense because romance is frequently shamed, but it just seems very conflicting and very opposite ends of the spectrum for her to try to defend her books as women's fiction, but still, like, try to be a champion for romance. I don't know. And I say this as, like, I'm not, like, a huge romance reader, but I respect romance readers, and I read romance sometimes, clearly. I don't know. That kind of just has been annoying me, and I kind of hope that as the novel goes on, she kind of grows from that, and, like, grows away from that, but we'll see. That's just my rant, I guess, about January so far, but we'll see. Okay, I have not updated in a while because I had a crazy work weekend, but this morning I finished Beach Read, and I feel like last time I updated you, I wasn't loving it. I wasn't loving January in particular. However, I really, really liked this. This is my favorite Emily Henry so far, because I think, I gave People We Meet on Vacation 3 stars, Book Lovers maybe like a 3.75 or something. This is a solid 4, maybe 4.25. I'm not that particular, like a 4-ish. It made me cry 2 little tears, but I don't know, I just really, like, January grew on me as I was understanding more of her grief and, like, her problems. I liked a lot the author aspect of this, how, like, Emily Henry really dives into January as an author and her writing process, and I thought that was so interesting. I loved it, and I loved that Gus also had, like, his own process, and they like mirrored each other, and it was really cool. I also just, like, loved their banter. Like, I feel like everyone's always saying that Emily Henry writes great banter, and this is such a good example of that. And I just really liked it. It was emotional. It was, like, a very well-rounded book for being, like, a quote-unquote rom-com. it was a little heavier than a normal rom-com, and I ended up really liking it. So, which was kind of nice, and I tabbed it a good amount. But it was really, really nice overall. And then I just started today as well. I started reading Happy Place. I'm reading it on my Kindle, so I don't have like a book to hold up and show you. But I have the Kindle Scribe, so I can like take notes and everything still. I'm like 90 something pages in, and so far I'm also really liking it. I like Win a lot. I think he's like, I don't know, I like don't know him yet. Like we're finding out about him through like flashbacks, and like that's like seeing them meet, Alex and not Alex, that's from a different book. Win and Harriet, like seeing them meet, and then like the present day where like they're broken up, and we don't really know much about him, and I like finding out about him because he's like, I don't know, I really like it, and I love the setting of like a lake house. I always love that kind of vibe. But like so far so good. I don't really have too many thoughts though. I'm only like 95 pages in, so I guess I'll update you again later on. All right, I finished Happy Place. I actually finished it last night, but it was like 1 a.m, so I did not want to record anything. But I read it in literally 4 hours. That's why I didn't update you guys like in the middle of it, past like that 95 page mark or whatever. But it was really good. I was really, really enthralled, and I was sucked into the story. I love that this particular book is like a second chance romance, like from a long-term relationship perspective, rather than like a fling that fizzled out and then like they come back to it. But this one was like literally like an 8-year relationship, and then they break up. They go to this lake house with all their best friends, and their best friends don't know, so they have to pretend that they're still together, so that they're still engaged. And it's like fake dating, second chance romance, but there's like so much more, and it focuses a lot on the friendships and like the dynamics of what growing up and apart means, especially when you're like 30 years old. Like it's not like high school to college, it's like 30-year-olds like figuring out who they are still, because that's like, you always keep doing that throughout your whole life. And it focuses on like just how you change and can choose to continue to be friends with people despite the changes that you guys are going through and how far apart you're going to be. And the relationship was also similar to that, in that like after 8 years people change and they grow and they go through a lot of really hard things, and it's like a consistent choice to be together, and it's can be confusing and difficult. And I really loved that because I'm in a long relationship. I've been with my fiance for 6 years, and I just loved seeing that like representation almost of like what it really is like. So I feel like most romances and rom-coms and stuff that I read are like, I don't know, it's like they're together and they're together for like a year, and then you're like, oh, happily ever after. But it's like, no, there's so much more to it. It's not just happy when you find your person. Like, you have to work at it, and you have to choose to be together, and you have to grow together. I just really loved it. I give it 4.5 stars. It's my favorite Emily Henry book, I think. I also like her writing the most in this one as well. And then it has a dual timeline. I don't know if that all made sense. But yeah, I guess that's the end of the reading vlog. I finished 3 books. I read People We Meet on Vacation. I gave that a 3 stars. Beach Read, 4 stars. And Happy Place, 4.5 stars. And yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this, especially because I don't read rom-coms a lot. So it was just kind of like a little something different for me, and I overall enjoyed the time. So yeah.